The company that installed this kitchen, they should be ashamed of themselves. Each and every day, they left a mess.
So Caleb comes down the stairs, and he's just woken up from a nap, and he's thirsty.
I saw the water bottle, and I wanted to get a drink.
And I'm on the phone in the kitchen.
I drank it to like a quarter.
He just starts drinking it, like gulping it.
When I came off it, I couldn't breathe.
He starts clutching, and he's not even crying. He's in more distress than that.
And little did he know, there was Varsol in that bottle.
I felt like I was dying.
Michael, did they actually do this week?
No, we didn't. You want a good job of keeping him shape? Okay, contractor.
I love my job.
We had some close friends living in the neighborhood, and we really liked it because it was close to downtown, and we'd been looking for a while for a house. It was actually a duplex. We had to come in, and it was just a disaster. It looked like a haunted house when we bought it, and we took it right down to the studs and redid everything, drywall, took down walls, made it into a single-family dwelling, and made it open concept. So unfortunately, everything sort of impacts everything in this room, and the kitchen was a part of that, a big part of that.
We wanted to have a big island in the center, and we wanted to make that kind of the hub of the space down here.
I guess at that point we started talking about, kitchens, and we had people in. We looked through a lot of magazines. We were going to take our time and make sure we hired someone and not rush into it. And we had a few different people come in and bid on the work, kitchen people that we had heard, good things about. We were sort of really doing it word of mouth.
What really depresses me here is this is a professional kitchen company.
When people come into our house and they start looking at our kitchen, some people even comment and say, wow, I really like your kitchen. It's a fairly new kitchen. And both Andrew and I, look at them and we just sort of say, you know what? You need to look at this. There's so many glaring issues that as soon as we point it out to them, they go, oh my goodness, and you mean that they left it like this? As soon as you start actually opening things and using the kitchen, you can recognize right away, what kind of state it's in. It's a sorry kitchen. Hi, Mike. It's nice to see you
again.
Yeah.
Stranger. Come on.
So how you been?
Good.
Good. Happy to see you.
Yeah, well, you did some change. You got some new paint here. You've done a few things.
You have to make it look livable, at least.
Oh, you have, except for that wire hanging out at the
Yeah, no, exactly.
That's still there, right?
We always hope no one will notice.
Exactly.
They had run the power out through the top, and now you got to plug it in the top of the stove.
The other funny thing is this, of course, right? This is how far we can open our microwave door. That's it.
They should have had a filler strip in here to keep that away, so the only way you can open it, and even then it's against the cupboard.
Yeah.
So you're really not using that too much, I'm sure. You're eventually going to pinch that cord. You be careful about that.
No, exactly. But I mean, there's still, everything's off. Like there's big spaces here and the doors are all off.
Your fridge cabinet is completely unlevel. So is your fridge, which is no big deal, but the cabinet is more unlevel. So that tells me this wall's unlevel and they've gone to the wall rather than cutting a strip to fit and making sure it's level. That would explain why your doors are doing this. See how it's lower here and high here? Mm-hmm. That's because they're unlevel. They're not square to the cabinet and they have to be square to the cabinet.
The corner molding as well. I mean, you notice that right away. I mean, all the cuts are totally off.
You can see how far they brought it out here, and it's not out here. It's because they didn't set the corner right on a 45 off of here. So whoever did that work didn't even know what they're doing. Really, kitchen cabinets, you need to square and level. And a little bit of common sense. Really simple. Do we need a filler strip? It shows to me, well, we don't want to keep scratching this maple side, right? A simple 3/4 inch filler strip would have brought that away from it, and that would not happen.
And the other thing, that when they actually installed the kitchen, they came and they put the counter here, and they kept opening the fridge door to kind of get it in and stuff. So they really dented our kitchen. There's like 2 big dimples there and a huge big scratch with this brand new, very expensive fridge that we bought. The other big thing too was with the islands. There was supposed to be a second tier here, and they cut it so close when they did the custom counter that we waited months to get that we couldn't actually put the posts on because they were supposed to be granite on the second tier, and this was supposed to be a whole seating area. So all this right here was supposed to be the second tier that was going over and around.
Right, I remember. We have no filler strips around the dishwasher.
No.
It's just way too tight, and it just rubs against the door, as well as the drawers, right?
Yeah. And the funny thing here too, I remember that you noticed that there's a huge space in here where like all our knives and stuff fall through because they didn't actually butt it up to the drawer here.
Because there's no filler strips in there, the doors rub against the end gables, rub against each other, the dishwasher door against the drawers, against the sink cabinet. It's just standard practice. Where necessary, you use filler strips.
We had bought a custom kitchen, we thought, and we'd also bought, solid maple doors, and they weren't.
And he said, well, no, maple's actually our brand name. It wasn't the material.
He did not custom make these. These are manufactured. And you can see it in the back, plastic clips like this. This is not a custom cabinet. That's more than likely, and it is, 1/8 of an inch board at the back, so it's not custom. Mm-hmm. When I say custom, that back is a 5/8 board.
Right.
One of the biggest problems that this company did was each and every day, they left a mess.
They left their stuff strewn all over the place.
So Caleb comes down the stairs, and he's just woken up from a nap, and he's thirsty.
The vessel was in the water bottle, so I drank it because they thought it was water.
So the ambulance comes extremely quickly, and they rush him into the car, and, I have no idea what's going to happen.
I was, screaming.
They couldn't pump his stomach or make him throw up because it actually burns coming up as much as it burns going down.
I just don't think I have any damage in my inside.
The hospital didn't even really know how to handle it because they'd never, ever had that happen before. They were just, shocked and appalled that anyone would do it because it sort of breaks every kind of sort of poison control code.
Not only do you leave a mess, but you leave a very dangerous liquid in a water bottle on the counter in clear view sight of kids.
At that point, I told him, you're just going to have to leave my house. But the owner of the company never called to say what happened to your son, never responded to our letter to come in and finish our kitchen. You'd think at that point, the guy would at least feel so guilty, he'd finish the kitchen. So then we decided that we were just going to have to take him to court.
I'll be standing up in court for them, giving them my professional opinion on how it was done.
Finally, we have an expert who can attest to what should have been done.
I can't wait to get on stand, to be honest with you.
Somehow these guys have to be punished.
We'll get it by the end of the day.
We're alleging that we had a contract with them to give us a kitchen, and that they never did that.
Well, Yeti and Andrew asked me to go to court over this one as an expert witness for them, and you know what? I was happy to hear that. You're damn right I'll go to court.
The only good news is that it's not as bad as we thought, and that my son is healthy. I think we were wronged. We paid them money for something, and they didn't deliver. Finally, we have an expert who can attest to what should have been done.
I don't mind being here today, representing them, letting them know what I think, how it was done, no communication, very poor workmanship.
Right now, I don't know what to expect, but I'm hoping that I can just be done with it, money or no money.
I really believe they have a case here. Everything to do with the kitchen is totally unprofessional, non-working, a very good case.
I want to get my money and get my kitchen fixed.
I should have seen that guy in court. Oh, we're coming back to fix it. I said, well, how are you going to fix it? So his lawyer's all over me, well, he's going to come in and put in the filler strips. And I said, explain that to me. How's he going to come in and put in the filler strips? Now you've extended the length of the cabinets. That means new countertops, new cabinets. Now it doesn't fit the doorway. How are you going to do that?
In the end, we won the case.
The judge was very impressed with his knowledge and his expertise.
Because I went in there and said it was impossible to do.
We had asked for somewhere around $8,000, and we got somewhere around $7,000 back.
Oh, finally somebody
A free
won.
kitchen. Even this is a free kitchen, sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I finally felt justice was prevailing.
Now that they got their money back, we will work with what we have here. We'll get a new island in here. We're going to give them a slate countertop.
Oh, slate, nice.
Yeah, and slate tiles on the floor.
The next time, they're going to think twice about not doing what they're meant to do, not finishing the job the way they're supposed to finish it.
Elias, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you again. Do you have the plans? I just wanted to talk about a few things. What do we have here?
Got a recycling bin.
Recycling bin. Oh, that's a good idea.
And a wine rack over there.
I like that. Hey, how are you? Good. Yourself? Not so bad. Good to see you.
We're limited on length right now unless we've got time to special order in slabs. My maximum size stock slab is 51 by 90 inches. If we did a joint, how's it going to be? You'll notice it slightly.
So the joint would only be on the upper?
Color matched line as close as we can get to the slate.
That's fair. This is perfect for the countertop because I'm going to do a slate floor and a slate backsplash that matches the floor, and that's the piece you have.
That's the one we
I
got.
think we're rather lucky today, aren't we?
That's right.
Thanks, guys. We got to get to work and
See
get
ya.
this pulled out. Thank you, sir.
We'll get it right.
So very easy installation on the microwave. What we have is we have a back plate and we have 2 pins in the cupboard. They even catch a stud. They cut a stud here. They did not catch a stud here. Installer must use this hole for proper installation. They didn't use that hole. C, didn't use that hole. D, all they do is make my job easier. That's all they do. This is dryer vent. Even then, I wouldn't use it for a dryer. Did you do anything with this receptacle?
No, it's always left.
Receptacle. It's out of the box. Not to mention, I guess we just cut them and leave them in the wall. Is that what we do?
This is where you put your garbage when you're done a job.
This is actually a light balance.
That might come in handy. Mike,
right.
there's some nice filler strips there. Looks like a mystery is solved. That's the stuff
Oh,
right there.
here's the filler strips he was supposed to use. He was coming back after.
That would have been good in court, too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
got
these filler strips, the ones we found on top?
Got it.
Thank you, sir. At least it's vented right. This is not supposed to be. It's supposed to be rigid, but it does go outside. Because, nothing surprises me more than seeing it just go into the wall. Professional kitchen company. They don't even finish the corner with drywall. They just cover it up. No vapor barrier. I feel a cold draft in here. Poor work ethics. I feel a draft out of this hole. Holes galore in the wall. Wires left in the wall. Unbelievable. All this is for the water supply to the fridge instead of cutting the line to fit. There's 14,000 feet of it there. Insulated, vapor barrier, close it in, drywall it off. What does it take? So by leaving this exposed, we've now lost the R value inside the holes. We've now lost the vapor barrier, which stops airflow. The insulation's no good on this wall. We got cold drafts coming in here. This is serving nothing. I'm gonna clean up all this electrical. I'm gonna clean up everything done. I'm probably gonna pull down some drywall, re-insulate, vapor barrier, box in this corner, do it right. Whenever you're gonna do a new kitchen, you wanna make sure you start from the floor up. So we're gonna remove all these cabinets and get a new floor in place. All right, that's not so bad. That's what I want to see. So let's put on some temporary shutoffs so we can get the water back on. For the doorway to the basement, I am going to, because we don't have a lot of room, I'm coming another inch and a half this way because of the filler strips. Well, the other guy that was here, he did pull all this down. He pulled the door off. As a matter of fact, he said to the clients, you don't need a door here, which he's wrong. You need a door. It's law.
Yeah, you do.
Why is it law? So you don't fall down the stairs by accident. We have an old stain on the ceiling. This looks fine. Old leak, no sweat. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. What I want to do is I want to drop the ceiling down. I want to come off the beam there, do some pot lights on the outside. We'll do a vault in the center. In the walkway area, you'll see it actually go up. Ben is building a bulkhead in the corner. We want that covered in. We want it insulated. We want it vapor barrier as much as possible in that corner. It's all the plumbing that's in there. We'll drywall this area, drywall the bottom. Now we have our vault in the center with our center light. We're going over top. We'll use longer screws to catch the joists. I don't mind drywalling over drywall, but not lath and plaster. It's just way too loose. All right, so we'll be fine with 103 and 5/8. No, I don't want to be tight against that beam because I want to put in a full 8-foot, 10-foot length of D200, which is half corner beam. So it caps the end of the drywall, allows us to plaster and gives us a steel finished edge. Here we have a beveled edge where it's been compressed in the factory, and what that does is allows us to put tape up here, plaster it, and join the two sheets together where you cannot see that joint. This little area here we can easily fill with tape, and then as we plaster, we'll push that plaster, and again, I'm using sheetrock 90, but we'll push it within that hole, and then we'll hit it with a second coat and it's done. Even though I know cabinets are going in here and we have a backing, let's tape it, let's give it at least one coat.
Seal it off, it's a fire stop, it's good for a lot of things. There's no drafts. If you don't seal it up, you're always gonna have airflow.
We put down the subfloor, which is a great product for your tiles. It gives us a cushion between the two floors and stops any breaking of the tile, any breaking of the grout. 200 years ago, they laid it on 2 inches of sand, leveled it out, tamped it down, and then they put a parging bed over top and then laid their tile. And that 2 inches of sand acted as a cushion to give a break between ground and surface. It's the same theory that they brought this product out with, and it works. We can't have tile on a completely locked surface, because if that surface moves, it breaks everything with it. In this case, it allows that break between structure and the tile and allows that little bit of cushion movement to save the tile from breaking, and the grout, especially the grout. Nice, this is going to give a really beautiful finish to stainless steel. I like the black because that goes with the slate. She's going to fall over. I'll make some room inside and we'll get them inside.
All the holes are sealed, as you can see, and we just got done sanding and priming the ceiling.
We are using the existing cabinets, and I built out 3/4 of an inch really to add that filler strip from upper to lower to push it over. So we have to set this one in place, level, square, because everything comes off of this. So you start from the beginning, everything else follows suit. If you start like the other guy did, unlevel, unsquare, everything followed suit. What Elias is doing is he put a rough cut of mahogany spacer on top so that we equal the distance. It slips up over top and keeps that distance away from the ceiling. He's a smart man, he thinks ahead. We work well together simply because he's a good guy, I'm a good guy, and we strive to do it as best we can do it. And that really makes it easy, just like the rest of the crew I have with me. So what's the space that we need?
1/4 inch.
Okay, we'll just attach the two of them and then shift it up in between us.
This whole iron's gonna be on a platform.
Oh, is that right? That's a different way of doing it. Why would you put it on a platform? Just to raise it?
To give it the kick detail.
Yeah. So you do it. You do the base like a pedestal, and then you drop your cabinets on top. Oh, I like that. Sammy's just putting in a filler strip, and that's what they missed the last time they were here. Very important. That allows us to give us more room for the doors, that when the door opens, it does not rub against the end gable, and allows us to actually move over each door about a 1/16 of an inch so they don't touch each other.
Two-part epoxy system that we're just going to mix for color. That goes in between the joints there. It's settled. It hardens in about probably about 5 minutes. So we clean it up with acetone. If we have to do any hand polishing from there, that's what we'll do. And since this is a virtually non-porous, our miracle sealer for this is just a vegetable oil. A very easy maintenance-free countertop.
This is already an erratic tile here, so this base just gives me that consistency that I need. After you get done the first one, they do want to slip down.
Andrew.
Hey, Mike, how you doing, man?
Absolute perfect time.
Good to see you.
Perfect time. You just got off work, did you?
Just got off work.
I was waiting.
Home?
I was making everybody stay upstairs until you got home.
You want to get the gang?
Yeah, please.
Hey, guys, come on down.
Are you ready to see your kitchen?
Alrighty, you want to lead the way, Caleb?
Yeah.
Come on. Oh, wow. It looks so beautiful. It looks amazing.
It's not the same house
Look
anymore.
at it. It's so incredible.
Look at the counter.
I love it. It's amazing.
like it too?
Look at that.
This is the most beautiful counter. I mean, it looks more spectacular than anything. I love it.
The pattern on it, I just can't believe it came out like that. So a lot more people use slate.
I think because granite in itself is embedded in people's minds that they think they have to have granite.
It looks so
Can't believe
good.
you did this with the old cabinets, too.
Yeah.
Actually, I was a little surprised, but we were able to save half the kitchen here, redo it. We added our filler strips. Let's take a look. We added our filler strips in here. Now we can open our doors, not worry about it. We
Without
brought the cabinets
rubbing,
out,
that's so perfect.
upper and lower to make it match. So from the beginning, obviously, everything went. Everything.
Yeah.
We pulled it all out.
Yeah.
We redid your floor.
I love the slate on the ground. It's incredible. Like, I love all the different colors.
We take the colors from the floor, bring it onto the
it's
backsplash,
incredible.
and it really adds character.
I love it. And I love the way you finish the tile on the floor here, too, to kind of integrate it. It looks great.
This threshold, we actually custom made it. Just bought the strip of oak, ripped it down on the table saw, and actually we used an electric planer on the bottom side to equal your unlevelness on the other floor.
Oh my goodness.
Until you redo the other floor, it'll work.
The ceiling also it makes this almost a room, even though it's a open concept.
It makes the space look so clean.
I wanted to keep that look of the beam so we still see it, and yet create that little bit of ambiance and a little bit of a different look in here. For the lighting, the puck lights are dim light, and for me, it's a very romantic lighting for nighttime. Then we have your center light that you chose. You can point it any way you want.
Yeah.
We put it on a dimmer so you can control it.
That's
It's nice
great.
and bright.
I love the island, too. Like, I love what they did with it. It's just, it's
Let me show
beautiful.
you a couple things then. These all have wonderful sliders. Look, you don't even see it, eh? They're base sliders from underneath.
Well, do you remember before? It was so funny because our knives and forks were falling through. That was one of our big sort of pet peeves, right?
You got your brand new sink, undermount, brand new taps.
Oh, look at this too, Andrew. You guys want to watch out if anyone,
Yeah, I want to do it. I want to do it.
Do you want to try, Kev, here?
I love your dishwasher.
Oh, you were so right about the
This is
stainless
stainless steel.
Oh.
Isn't that nice?
I love the stainless. I mean, I love the under-mounted sink and the faucet, and then I love the way the stainless looks, especially against the counter. It's incredible.
Wine rack on the end.
I love that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's especially perfect for you.
That's right.
Everyone's entitled to make mistakes, but you're professional when you come back and fix it. And for a company and a big company to leave such a drastic mistake and walk away, this is not going to work. This is unsatisfactory. This is unprofessional. How do you like that insert?
It's beautiful. I love the rad cover.
That's the first thing you're going to see when you come in the front door. It's going to look great.
I love the way you built it out too. Like the whole cupboard comes out. It's just.
Well, I had to level your whole door frame here. So we pulled off your jambs, we redid this door, we actually pulled off all of this, redid all the jambs on this, and Sean did you that little cat hole.
Oh, that's so cute. I love that.
It's funny, you turned what was a nightmare into something close to a fantasy.
Then my job is done.
It is. Thank you so
See you next time.
much.
Thank you.
Let's
So there's
do
the
it.
next time then.
Hold on.
Thanks so much. It's really...
See you, big guy.
Can you go say goodbye?
Bye-bye.
Sure, it's a happy ending. Beautiful kitchen, works well, better than expected. But you know what? That's material things. You can't replace a little boy or a little girl. In this case, I think they're extremely lucky that Caleb was able to recover from this Varsol accident. Who knows what's going to happen with the lawsuit? Are they going to sue? I don't know. That's up to them, and that's another story.
This is primer. This is paint, thin set, primer again, thin set, spray foam insulation. So these are pretty. These are only a couple months old.
Fine kitchen, guys. Okay. Excellent job. Mike, as usual.
Take it easy.
Everybody.
See you Monday.
You bet.